2, 1. And we're live. Gonna let the audience feel a little bit.
All right.
Kalichi, hold on. Pain in.
But there's been times in my life where that pain was a first. Yelling at the sky like God and my curse. Like, why am I alive? Why am I not under dirt? All days amazed as I try to find a purpose. As I constantly investigate, but only scratch the surface. I'm done taking, now it's time to be a servant. Striving to be perfect, it has always left me nervous. I know my worth, I know what I deserve. My grip's gotta be firm when the tragedy does occur. And look, I finally got a taste of that thing that I've always wanted. I'm the living definition of turning nothing to something. That agony, I know it all too well. I only thought about myself all them times I fell. I've been cut, crushed, and abandoned, can't you tell? I've been beat, broken, battered, I've been dragged through hell.
You'll find a work now, get promoted, move out of the shelter. Buy a bigger house and live in the suburbs.
It's hard to have hope in the midst of the struggle. It's like I'm seeing all the pieces, but they never fit the puzzle. I had to stay strong, had to fight, had to scuffle. This whole last year, I held on white knuckled, and I gotta be the change that I want to see in others. I'm embracing every storm, and look, I never need a cover. My life's a mess with this organized clutter. She's gotta be special if I'm saying that I love her. If I said it,
Share
then I
this,
meant
guys.
it,
It's
never
gonna be a
mind.
phenomenal show tonight.
I never pay attention to all the grief that I felt. I don't need your approval to be alright with myself. No concern in just learning from all my blunders. I don't need that validation like I did when I was younger. Thinking I can make it through this, determined that I can do it, proving I'm heroic through expression in my music.
Everybody loves Kalichi.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Cynthia. 5 years is amazing.
Yeah.
Trust me when I say that I hit a lot of bottoms this last year. Each time was worse than the time
Big
before.
Jim Downs, my man.
You know, but I just always held on.
Love you, bro.
I remember when I didn't have a dollar to my name, without a place to go, dripping wet, standing in the rain. They always do, but you gotta have faith. That's a fact, this is true. And this feeling that I got, I admit it's been a while. It's important that I go to any length to make her smile.
Robin Schaefer Martin. Oh my God, Andy Roy! Superman!
Yes.
How lonely I get, all I do is say, I always pray. I'm just fortunate to be alive and see another day. I can't call it quits because it's getting rough. I'll do anything it takes before I'm ever giving up. So once again, you gotta have hope. Hold on, pain is.
Yeah.
What up, Sam Harvey? Hi, Deb. Matt Strink's mom's in the house.
Yeah.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome, everybody, to the Survivor Series on No More Heroin. The
Yeah.
Survivor Series is an original product of nomoreheroin.org, and we showcase success stories, those powerful and inspirational stories of people that have overcome addiction and are willing to stand up and speak out and give hope and inspiration to other people that are struggling the same way with the same problems. And tonight, we have a phenomenal guest joining us from Huntington Beach, California, professional skateboarder Andy Roy. My dude, how are you, man? You look phenomenal.
I'm doing wonderful, man. Thank you for having me. It's an honor. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm feeling great.
You have been a staple in the skateboard community for a very, very long time. Very long time. You are, to use your own terminology, you are one of the most raddest, gnarliest efforts in the game. Period. You're fearless. You've done some crazy things. You're uberly talented in multiple areas. But before we get started, I want to give you the opportunity to give some shout outs to some people that have played a role in getting you to where you are today. I want to thank Matt Strength for helping me set this up. Use his Facebook, because you do not have a Facebook account. You operate solely off of Instagram. And I want to encourage everybody to go to Instagram and follow Andy Roy 18. Peruse all of his videos. You'll see where he came from, what he's done, and to where he is today. Just phenomenal transformation. And it's amazing, the power of recovery and, letting God work in your life. So thank you, Matt Strength. Where are you? You want to show your face real quick?
Yeah. You might be rapping right now. I don't know what he's doing right now. Yeah.
You better get out of the closet.
Yeah. Eating that cheeseburger over there. He didn't even offer me a bite or nothing.
California in the house. Hi, Brian Woodland. Brian's out there local with you guys. Matt
Brian.
Strength. Is he going to stick his head in or no?
Are you going to stick your head in over here? He's asking. He's coming. Yeah.
Yo,
there he is.
What's up?
Matt Strength, I love you, homie. Thanks for helping
I love
me.
you too, homie.
Solid dude right there.
So Andy, I met you 2 weeks ago in Huntington Beach, California. I went out to visit Matt, and you guys were roommates for a while. And I got to get to know you a little bit and hear a little bit of your story. And I was investigating you kind of prior to that, because I didn't come from the skateboard culture, but I am familiar with the Jackass Crew and the people doing the crazy things. I'm that guy too. I'm an adrenaline junkie. But I want to let you know, from when I met you, your appearance, the glow you had, the look in your eyes, that focus, the happy, genuine, kind person that I met. It's just phenomenal, from the transformation from where you came from to where you are today. You're glowing, bro.
Oh, yes, I am, man. I'm so happy. Dude, this is the best I felt in a very long time. Dude, it feels amazing. I'm very thankful, man. It's crazy. And dude, just like, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, before we get started, you wanted me to remind you, you wanted to give some shout outs to some of your friends for helping you get to where you are.
Yes, dude. I have to start off from this journey that's taken me to where I am right now. And I was at Bam Mageras' house, and some people came, and it was Brandon Novak, Tim Ryan, and Bob, I want to say Sober Coach. That's his Instagram. These three guys showed up to swoop Bam up, and then Steve-O was on the phone from Jackass, and my name came up. And I was at Bam's house trying to get away from all this deep, dark road I was headed down again. And I was supposed to fly out like the day before that. They came to Bam's house, and I missed my flight, and they showed up. And my name came up. Steve-O was on the phone, Brandon Novak, and I told you Tim Ryan, and Sober Coach. And then they offered me to go to a rehab, and I raised my hand so fucking quick. I needed it, man, and I jumped on it. I got an opportunity to go to a program. I've been avoiding this my whole life. I'm 47 years old. I've been avoiding this rehab, all this stuff. I did one in the 90s, and I lasted like a week and a half, and I was gone. I split. It was a Prop 36 where you go from jail to a rehab, and I was in my early 20s. I was young. I just wasn't ready. But this time when I was at BAM's, I surrendered. I just wanted to throw in the towel, and I just wanted to. It was time to change my life. It's time to grow up and do something different,
Absolutely. You've been through the throes of addiction many times before.
Yes.
And you suffered greatly because of your addiction, the activities surrounding your addiction, the drug and criminal lifestyle as well. But before we get into that, when did you find you had a passion for skating?
Man, since I first I first skated when I was like 6 years old, man. My mom had a boyfriend, and the boyfriend had a son, and he skated. And he let me use one of his skateboards out in front of his house, and they built this quarter pipe. And I just remember trying to learn how to copy them skate. And then I was 6 years old, man. And then, you know, some years went by, a couple years, and then I didn't get really into it till I was like, I would say like 11, 12 years old. Like, and then it was on. Like, that's all I wanted to do. You know what I mean? Like, so it's the only thing I've ever done my whole life. I've never really had a real job ever. I avoided it. I just seen these older dudes at the skate park in Santa Cruz, California, at Derby Skate Park. And I just seen what they were doing on these skateboards, and I wanted to do what they were doing. And but they were like a tough crowd, you know, like they were some tough skaters. So I really didn't know how to skateboard. I was getting in the way. They would spit on me. They'd run me over. So I would just wait till they left, and when it got dark and they all left, then I would skate the skate park in the dark, and I would learn how to skate the skate park and it was like a bowl with a snake run. So I waited till it was dark time when they all left, and I figured it out. And eventually I got good enough to start going and using this whole skate park. And then they let me start skating, and I wasn't getting spit on no more and getting ran over. So
you earned your wings at that point. Yeah,
like skateboarding is it's a tough deal. You know what I mean? Like some people aren't just built for it. You know what I mean? Like some kids will fall and they get hurt and they're done. You know what I mean? Like if I look at it like this: if you complain about a broken, that's what happens when you skateboard, or anything that you do crazy, motorcycle, whatever it may be. Be prepared to break bone, because if you're not breaking stuff and falling, then that means you're not going for it. You're not trying. You know what I mean? And I've always pain feels good to me, because it makes me like, all right, I'm trying. I'm going. Like, you got to push yourself, and pain comes along with it. You know what I mean? So you just got to accept it and get through it, and it only makes you stronger. That's how I always looked at it. And skating's like that. If you're not falling, then you're not trying. So like, I don't know. It was just like, I grew up in Santa Cruz, California, and it's like a surf skate town. Like, you know what I mean? The teacher surfed or skated, and the cops, whatever it may be. It was just a surf skate town, man. And I was just like, that's just what I wanted to do. And I didn't want to do anything else. Whether I get paid or not, I'm going to skateboard till the day I die, till my body won't let me, you know? Like
sounds like you're an adrenaline junkie, and you developed that at a very, very young age.
Yes, for sure. Yeah. I just like living on the edge. I don't know how to any other way to put it, but I like to get crazy on my skate. Reckless. This is a reckless.
Yeah. Reckless.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you have a nickname that they gave you. What was that?
A nickname for me? Like,
yeah. Like Perfect Psycho or something like that, wasn't it?
No, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, in prison, they gave me a nickname, like Spider, because of the spider web tattooed on my head. But no, I was just I never really had a nickname. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But yeah.
I've watched a lot of documentaries about you, your video clips, and people. Yeah, I've seen you in altercations with people. I've seen you screaming. I've seen you happy. I've seen you when you look like you were really, really strung out with Bam Mageras on Celebrity Fear Factor.
Yes.
You've been around. You've traveled the world on the professional skateboard tour. You've hung with celebrities, musicians. You've been and done a lot of things. When did you become a professional skateboarder?
I turned pro when I was I got sponsored like around my senior year in high school. And I remember I was starting to get into it. And in high school, after I learned how to skate at that Derby skate park, my friends took me to this empty swimming pool at Buena Vista. and it was an empty swimming pool that had been around since like 78. The house burnt down, and it was just a property. You snuck on the property and you skated. So it had been skated since the late 70s. And they held a contest there on the 4th of July. And I ended up winning the contest. And I got offered these people Santa Cruz skateboards. Steve Keenan, he goes, dude, we would like to put you on the flow team. We'd like to give you some free skateboards. And I remember I went to Santa Cruz Skateboards, and I went and they took me to the factory. I got to pick all this stuff out, and they gave me a big duffel bag, like decks, t-shirts, sticker, like so much stuff. I went back to my house, and I was like, Mom, look what I got. And she's like, where'd you steal that shit from? And I'm like, right. They gave it to me, like to skateboard. She just couldn't understand it. Like, they gave it to you because you skateboard? Like, she didn't really get it, you know? So then they put me on this, the flow team. And then they asked so as I was getting to be a senior in high school, my mom was like, look, as soon as you get out of high school, you're either going to have to go to college or you're going to have to get a job if you're going to live under our roof. You know what I mean? You can't just be sitting around and we feed you and do all that. So I was panicking, and I just started getting sponsored, and I was like, Mom, just give me a little time. I think they're going to do things with me. And right as I graduated, so I don't even know how old you are in high school, like 18 or something. I turned pro when I was 19. So she let me do my little skateboarding thing, and they turned me pro. I think I was like 19, 20 at the time, and it just took off from there. I got to travel, and she was happy for me. I'd send her postcards from wherever I went. I've pretty much been to every state in the United States. You know what I mean? And growing up, man, I was a little shithead. I was real closed-minded. I was a very mean person. If you didn't see it my way, then I would get on you. Like, I just was very closed-minded until I started traveling and stuff. I realized, man, there's cool people everywhere. But I was an asshole for a long time. You know, it was just like skateboarding was a lot different back then too. Like now they give you hugs when you make tricks and stuff, which I come from like where it was rivalries. Like, oh, you're from this skateboard team, or you're from LA or whatever. Because I'm a Northern California dude, and it was like if we ran into the LA dudes, Southern Cal, it was like it was a rivalry. You know what I mean? Yeah. We didn't get along with each other. You know, some we did, but like Northern California, we're just like dirty skateboarders that just are from the streets. You know what I mean?
Just gnarly.
Yeah, and I feel like the LA guys, like, no disrespect now. I love all this, to each their own now, but I'm just saying back then I just felt like they were like the clean cut, whatever, you know. It was just it's a different era now. So like,
yeah, you guys were all clicked up in your own groups, and we're competing against each other, and it's all about respect, right?
Yeah,
who can outdo who, and it's typical of street life as well, you know.
Yeah, you know, and but it was cool, man. I got to see a lot of the United States, man, and traveling, and it's cool. And I got to meet a lot of good people. It was amazing. I'm a 100% skateboarder for life.
For life.
Yes.
So when did the real craziness start in your life?
Well, like the skateboarding lifestyle is like we don't got much responsibilities. Our only responsibility is like, here's a ticket to Australia. Don't be late. You know what I mean? So right. We get our own schedule. We get to do what we want. And we would party, drink a lot. Like, and in high school, I would drink with my friends. And I was always the type of dude, if I drink, I would like to cause a ruckus. Like something's getting burnt down. Windows are getting broken. I'm lighting something on fire. Someone's head on fire. I would always just be that dude that took it to a whole nother level. Like people's fun is right here. My fun is up here. You know what I mean? And I was just, like I said, I was a real mean person when I was younger. You know what I mean? Like now that I'm getting older, I mellowed out a lot. But yeah, I just caused a lot of ruckus. Skateboarding, we just drink and fight and do your thing. You know what I mean? And alcohol just does that. It brings out craziness, and that it just
absolutely. You got a couple of skateboarding brothers in the comments, Kevin Brazo and Gerald Valley. Gerald's from Detroit, Michigan. I believe Kevin is in the Michigan area as well. Gerald's been following you for a very, very long time. He was giving me some history, so I want to give a shout out to Gerald Valley and Kevin Brazo.
Kevin, Gerald, what's up, homies? Right on. Thank you so much for tuning in. Right, they're watching this, so
yes. Jimmy Horn says, Andy Roy, you look great, dude.
Oh, thank you, Jimmy. I appreciate it, man. I feel like $1 million, man. Yeah.
You know what? You have $1 million smile, dog. You have color. You have a glow in your eyes. You struggled with your appearance and teeth for a very long time.
Yes.
Can you take us into what happened with the situation with your teeth and how you ended up with that beautiful smile you got?
Yes. Well, okay. I had some like I told you, in skateboarding we drink a lot, and I was just telling the story earlier. I have a friend, Todd Prince. He's like my idol. I looked up to him skating. I still do. He's from Texas. He's quite I think like 5-6 years older than me, and he's a tough dude from Texas, Houston. And we went to a punk rock show, and I got in a fight with the dude, and I went back to go get back at this guy again, get some more, give him some loving, as I call it, and I got kicked out. And when we got kicked out, my friend Todd was outside, and he had bought a slice of pizza. And as he was taking a bite, I walked by and I slapped it in his face, and it burned his face. And so I went across the street and I was laughing at him. And I was just I was like a pest. I like to get under people's skin. I'm just like that person that, like, if I'm going to, I know how to make people mad. I could make people get pissed off.
You're a button pusher. You're a button pusher.
Absolutely. I was an expert at it. And so he got real mad. And so he came across the street and we got into it. And the bouncers came out, seen us fight, whatever, and separated us. I think they started, the bouncers were giving me the business, and he came up and he had steel-toed boots on, and he kicked me 3 times in the face. And I had just had, my mom had spent all this money. I had braces. I had nice teeth. I had perfect teeth. She spent all this money, and then I go and get him kicked in. And like, he had split my lip open. I was with this girl, and I was like, this dude, fucked my face up, and I look, and I'm like, he split my lip open, and she's like, your teeth are gone. And I was like, I looked in the mirror, I was like, no, I couldn't believe it. And so I tried to go to the hospital and use his name, but he had insurance, and he's older than me. They're like, I didn't look his age, so like, you got your insurance card? And I'm like, it's in my car, I'll go get it. And that's my homeboy Riddy right there from Santa Cruz. That's my homeboy right there from my neighborhood, East Side Santa Cruz. But anyway, so
Riddy Music, love you, homeboy. It's gnarly growing up in small town Santa Cruz. A lot of us not here anymore or locked up. Keep it up, brother. East Side Santa Cruz.
Yeah. See, like I'm saying, like, dude, and
please share this out, guys. This is great.
Yeah. So that's how I lost my teeth, and then from there, I just kind of alcohol. I just let him loose. You know what I mean? I just let him go. I just didn't really care no more. You know what I mean? I would floss. To tell you the truth, when I was a kid, I always wanted a missing tooth. I thought it just looked so cool. And it's funny because the guy that kicked my tooth out, I was staying at his house, and I told him earlier that morning, we were drinking, and I woke up drunk, and I was like, dude, I always wanted a missing tooth. And then he kicked him out that night. So it was like a dream come true. I could get shoelaces and floss. Instead of using real floss, I could just use shoelaces and floss. You know what I mean? So like, I just always wanted that. So I sported that tooth, that missing tooth, and they're all gone. And then I started and after that, I started getting into drugs, and I just kind of let them, they just went after that, you know? And then I went to prison. I got 12 of them pulled. I pulled 4 out with pliers. I had my buddy Neckface try and shoot it out with the BB gun.
Neckface? Did you just say Neckface?
Yeah. Yep. Neckface. He pulled out. Yeah, he's amazing artist on walls. Like he came from Stockton, California, and he spray painted these crazy demons on walls, and now he works for Nike shoes. He like travels the world. Like he made something for himself. But he pulled out 2 of my teeth with pliers. I pulled out 2 with pliers. He tried to shoot it out with the BB gun, but missed and hit me in the neck. But back to my friend that Ritty that just commented, man. Like he was saying, like in Santa Cruz, dude, I'm telling you, growing up there, like all my friends are gone. They're either dead or in prison. Like they're like it's a small little town. Heroin hit pretty hard when after I turned pro. I started skating, and in I had broken my foot, and I was out for like 6 months. And my friends, I would come back and visit them from in between skateboard trips, and they were drinking, doing cocaine, and then next thing I know, they're smoking crack. So I'd come back and I'd smoke crack with them. Then I'll go back on trips, and then once I broke my foot and came back, these guys were smoking heroin. So I was smoking. I started doing it with them, and I was out for a while, so I would smoke it every day, and I had money from skateboarding. And then I remember I split to go visit my mom in Modesto, where she moved from Santa Cruz. They moved to Modesto, and I went to go stay at her house, and I went to go to sleep, and I couldn't sleep. I was tossing and turning. How they say kicking heroin. You're actually kicking, man. Like you can't sit still. Yeah. It feels like you got fire ants in your body. Like it's a horrible feeling. I don't wish it on my worst enemy. So anyways, I woke up in the morning and I was like, I'm gone, Mom. I got to go. Something came up, and I just drove 2 hours all the way straight back to Santa Cruz. That's the only place I knew where to get it. And I went back to my friends, and then just one thing led to another. And I started avoiding my skating. Like I just, my skateboard friends were trying to get a hold of me, my sponsors. And I was losing weight. It hit so fast and hard. Like it's crazy how addiction can just come up and get a hold of you. You know what I mean? So like my friend Ritty that just commented, dude, like I just went back to Santa Cruz not too long ago, and I just hear so many stories. Like, dude, like I probably got just a handful of friends now. Like out of like 100 of us, I probably got like 20 of them left. The percentage of my friends that I've lost through heroin. One of my friends, he broke up with his girlfriend. He went back on heroin, and he drove his car straight into a movie theater and killed it. Like he just ended it. He was just wow. It's crazy, man. Like
while we're on this topic, I want to offer my condolences to you over the passing of Jake Phelps.
Yes,
he was a very iconic figure in the skateboard world, and a mentor to you as well.
Absolutely, man. I've known him for since I was 14 years old. I lived in Santa Cruz, and I went to Lake Berryessa. It's in Sacramento, California, and you have to. It's a big full pipe, but it's like 30 feet big. It's massive, right? So it's a lake that overflows the water into this big full pipe, and it runs down into a drain and comes out the bottom of a dam. And you have to have a raft to get to this spot. And I was like 14 years old, man, and I took a raft and went around, and you see this big, huge full pipe, and Jake Phelps was there. It was like a famous spot, and I just remember him giving me shit, like, go higher. He was just on me, like he just wants the best out of you. You know what I mean? He always brought the fire out, like he give you tough love and make you skateboard. And from that point on, as I got deeper into skating, he was the editor-in-chief of Thrasher magazine. And yes, I know him since I traveled the world with him. I've been to Australia, every ride. We got this crew, the Hell Ride crew. There's like a whole bunch of us that just stick together. We go travel around the world. We sleep in sleeping bags in the dirt. We just want to hit as many skate parks as we can. We don't need much. It's just like survival mode. And as long as we got each other, our little family, we're good. And he's a big skateboarding took a big hit losing him, man. Like it's I've been going through it. It's skateboarding lost a very strong individual, man. And
very, very iconic. He played a role in a lot of up and coming young skaters. He promoted them. Was he the owner of Thrasher magazine?
He was the editor in chief. So he was the editor. And then he would just travel the world. He would see skateboarders that were coming up and be like, this dude's going to be the next dude. And he'd end up being right. You know what I mean? And he was just older than all of us. But he, like, we go on skateboard trips. He would be up 5 a.m, get up, kicking us in the stomach, get up, let's go skate, let's go hell ride, as we called it. And he would just bring the fire out of everybody. He's touched so many hearts, and people are just devastated across the world, man. Like this, and he's been all over the world more than I ever have, dude. He's been to South Africa, Israel, like he's been everywhere. Like a lot of people are very saddened by it, and just within like the last year or so, man, we lost like some big time people. Or my friend Mark Hubbard, he was the Grindline Skate Park builder, the founder that builds skate parks across the world. He started Burnside Bridge. It's underneath the bridge, and him and this dude Red, they just started adding concrete to the pillars, and they just started this thing where you could do it DIY, or do it yourself and build stuff. You don't have to go and pay at a skate park. You make your own rules. You know what I mean? And he just spread this wildfire across the world that you could do it yourself. You don't need nobody. You don't have to ask nobody nothing. And if they tear it down, you find another spot and do it again. So like, and then my friend P Stone, rest in peace. It was alcohol related. He got in a car crash and he's gone. And he worked for Thrasher. He was the filmer. So like this, and then my friend Ruben Orkin, Curtis, Phil Schall. There's like so many skateboarders. Like, and it's, if it's not from cigarettes, my friend Ruben had lung cancer at 20. He was like 24 years old, 26 years old or something. Phil Schall was in a passenger with a drunk girl after a skate thing, and she was drunk and drove off the road, and he died. Like P-Stone, there was a drunk driver. They went off the road, hit a tree. He passed away. Hubbard, he did what he did. You know, it's just like I'm losing a lot of people, man. And dude, all I could do is in honor of all my fallen comrades is this. I want to stay sober and clean and live and have them look down and know that I'm all right and I'm doing it for them. I'm living every day for them. You know,
absolutely. You're going to touch a lot of people with just this video, but with all your future interactions, you are living proof that recovery can work for anyone, because you have lived your life on the lunatic fringe of society, in the outcast, the coming from the low bottom skater world, and just living this crazy lifestyle of partying and getting hurt, doing extreme stunts, and being an example of what recovery can do. You can still have fun, clean and sober, and have a blast doing it.
Absolutely. And like, I always thought like drinking or doing drug like that would make me the craziest. You know what I mean? Like, dude, my friends used to have this thing like, I triple dog dare you, Andy. And if I got triple dog dare, I'd have to do it. Like, dude, right. I triple dog dare you to light this dude's head on fire. We're in a booth in Canada. And that's how I got on Vans shoes. That's how I got sponsored by Vans shoes. The team manager was like, I triple dog dare you to light this dude's head on fire. I remember we're sitting in a booth, and the dude was in front. He was in front of us with his back turned, and he was like, this was in the 90s, like when the Motley Crue, like the hair, like the goopy hair, you know, like dudes that put hairspray like girls do in their hair. Like, so he had that. So I triple dog dare you to light his head on fire, and I'll put you on Vans shoes. So I was like, got you, got it, match. I lit his head on fire, and because he had all that hairspray like a girl, it went up in flames, and I was like, oh. And so I got up and I started walking out the front door, and I looked back, and because he had so much hairspray in his head, the flame was like this high, and he didn't even know yet because it wasn't to a scalp yet, and he's still scooping his soup like. And I looked back, and flames up here, and I went outside, took a right, and then they came out laughing. I just do stupid shit like that. You know what I mean? Like, I've done so many things like bad stuff, you know, like that I'm not proud of now. You know what I mean? But it was funny back then, I thought, and I was a ruthless person, man. I was a really mean person. And now, dude, I just, as you get older, and it's just, you mellow out. And then, dude, I don't need to drink and do drugs to have a good time. You know what I mean? I felt like I probably did all that to hide whatever I had going on here. I don't know. Maybe I was insecure. I don't know what it was, but just people expected crazy stuff from me. So I was like, all right, that's what you want. This is what you're going to get. All right. If I'm going to jail, you're going to jail too with me. Like whatever I was doing, everyone else is going to get what I got going on. Like, dude, I peed on people. I've done a lot of bad stuff. You know what I mean? And now I look back, man, I was a ruthless person. You know what I mean? And I don't want to be that dude no more. I did what I did. I'm older. I just
you outgrew it. You grew up.
Yeah, man. And dude, I was just young, you know. And
I want to show a contrast real quick. I was watching a video where you were you attended a skateboard camp working with children,
mm-hmm.
and then through your drug addiction, it took you to prison. What was, I mean, when you were going into your addiction and you found yourself incarcerated for, I believe, in and out for 10 years in the California system, the prison system, your addiction took you from hanging out with your buddies, partying, having fun, just being crazy, to becoming addicted and changing your crowd, getting involved with the wrong people. Can you paint that picture for us? How what that transition was like, and where it took you?
Yeah, as I got into my addiction, right? Like as I started like not being around my skateboard friends no more, and my teammates and all my sponsors started dropping me. So then the money stopped happening, right? And now I got to start stealing and robbing for my habit. And then anything that you do bad, anything that you do illegal, there's consequences. Eventually it's going to catch up to you. You can't steal and get away. I don't care who you are. Eventually you get caught. And I'm not, obviously I didn't have as many tattoos as when I first started, but like I stood out, you know what I mean? So like I was always the distraction guy. I go with my friends and we would go steal. So I'd distract them while they were stuffing their pants. We'd go Ross Dress for Less stuff. We would just I'd meet all my friends downtown, and then we'd go hit up store after store after store. I stole from people growing weed, but you know, like you just tie them up and you put a like it's just some bad stuff. You know what I mean? And it just got so deep, and I started
going home invasions,
just bad stuff,
tying people up and stealing their shit.
Yeah, it happens. Yeah, like it's just that how bad that it's just not cool. Yeah. You know what I mean? So then you start going to jail, and then once I went to jail, I was like, this ain't that bad. Like this ain't that bad. All my friends are in there, and then all right, then the next step, then it's prison. Then I'm like, fuck. Then I went to prison. I was like, dude, I'm in the worst place you could ever be, and I'm okay. Like they feed you, they give you a bed, that you know what I mean. They shower you, like. I've been to the worst of the worst now. Now I get out and I'm like, it's on like I'm not scared. So it's just like just a repetitive revolving door. You know what I mean? So I just kept running, doing that, hanging out with all my friends were just in and out of jail, in and out of prison. So I just got caught up in that whole deal, surrounding myself with all that. And then I finally got out, and I wanted to, you know, and then when I would get out of jail and prison, I would go back to my skateboard friends, and I'd skate, like do some push-ups, be healthy, and thought I had it. And I'd end up right back into my addiction, you know what I mean? And getting loaded, and I'd be right back in jail and prison. And so finally, the last time I went to prison, I got out, and I was going back to Santa Cruz, and I met a girl at my friend's tattoo shop, and I ended up getting married. And I have a son, a beautiful son, Cruz. He's 9 years old. And
awesome.
I moved away from Santa Cruz. I live where my parents live, and I was on parole. I was doing good. And then my addiction came back out. I started the skateboard camp. And I was doing the skateboard camp with these kids. And then as the kids got a little older, because Modesto ain't it wasn't like Santa Cruz where they eat, sleep, drink, surfing and skating. You know, like Modesto was a lot different. They get older, they got a car, they get into different things. So like, as I started losing that, I like the money, and I started falling back into my addiction. And then I got married. I was married for 5 years. I was the stay-home dad with my kid for 2 years. She packed everything up, split, moved to Texas. Now I'm calling my friends from San Francisco to go there. And but before that, I'm jumping around a little bit. But I started that skateboard camp, man, and dude, it was the best thing ever. It was cool, man. Just to see these kids that never like dropped in before or grinded a bowl, you know, like to see the smile on their face was like the bit that meant everything. You know what I mean? That warmed my heart. That's what I love to do. You know what I mean? That's what kids are our future. So if you're mean to a kid on, like, I don't know, I look at it like this. If you're mean to a kid on a skateboard and you bully them or get out of the way because they're just learning, then they're going to end up going rollerblading or riding a scooter. We want them to skateboard and stick together. Right. Skateboard's a close, tight-knit family. You know what I mean? And just to be real, yeah, we don't really get along with rollerbladers. We don't like scooters. Motorcycles are cool because when they eat it, they slam hard. They pay their dues. You know what I mean? But like rollerblades, we never had respect for. So we always, you know what I mean? So I just didn't want. If you're mean to a kid, then we're just like, man, they're going to end up going rollerblading or grabbing a scooter, you know? So like, you got to take these kids in and help them out. If they don't know like to be aware of their surroundings, not to get in the way. If you don't help them out, then they're never going to know. So you got to go out of your way and show them, and then they'll catch on and figure it out. So like, that's just how I always thought, like, you got to help these kids out, man. And I just, my mom was like, you got to start teaching kids how to skateboard because you're like a kid yourself. You know what I mean? Like, that's how you relate to it, you know, like, and so that I really liked doing that, and that was cool. And then I fell back into my addiction, and I caught a violation, and then I got divorced. They moved to Texas, and I was losing everything again. And I just I was off parole. I finally got off parole, and I went back to my skating, and they got me a job. My friend Julian, man, dude, he's been there for me through all my bad times, and he got me a job shipping. My first job ever, dude. I thought I was gonna break out in a rash, and I'm scared to death. Like, I never had a job before. I've always got paid to skateboard, you know. And right. So as I was working. And Jim Thiebaud, that's another dude I got to thank for like letting me back. They all my skateboard friends, my old friends that I ran around and traveled with, let me come back. You know, they didn't judge me. They helped me out again. And then
that's what we do. That's what we do.
You know, and they can always party, and then they know when to stop. You know what I mean? Like, they just got it like that. Me, I always
people like that. I hated people like that because I start partying, and then 3 months will go by, and I'm like, well, what month is this?
Yeah, exactly. I wake up drunk, and I'll drink for 5 days straight. You know what I mean? And don't remember nothing, and just do bad, horrible stuff. But so they let me, and I didn't have a pro model out for like 16 years or something. And I fought my way back, and they gave me my board back. So I got back on the team. They gave me my pro board back, but I was living at this SRO. It's a single room occupancy. And it's like lower income. There's prostitutes in there. There's junkies. I lived there for 6 years, and 8 people died. And it was just but it was close to the skate park. That's why I liked it. But then eventually that caught up to me. I got caught up using drugs in there. And I got on a TV show, King of the Road, and I just at the end, man, I just started like tripping on drugs, heroin, and speed. I just do everything. Then I would clean up for a little bit, and then I go right back into it, and it just started collapsing again, and it just got deeper, deeper, and deeper. And then I started losing, like, anything. When I do something, I'm doing it 100%. You know what I mean? So like, I started losing weight. My color was gone, you know, and my teeth, just like everything was, it just all fell apart. But
sure. You know, as you're peeling back the layers of your life and you're getting your emotions and stuff back, you know, I can tell in your story that you've always had a good heart. You know, the drugs and alcohol and the lifestyle allowed you to act in a certain way. The drugs now, you know, that it allowed you to fit in. You did things for attention, adrenaline, and the drugs and alcohol made it easier for you to fit in and do things without a conscience. Now that you're peeling through these layers of emotion, what is that like for you?
Dude, it's crazy. Like, I'm just happier now. You know what I mean? It's just, I just want to be honest and face and let all this stuff out, because I think everything while I was holding in, just all the weight on me was just tearing me up. And until I got into this program and dealing with like issues that I've had my whole life, man, and I'll tell you what, man, when I went to this rehab, that Tim Ryan Transformations in Delray, Florida, dude, I raised my hand. I was ready to throw the towel in, but I was gung-ho. I had talked to Tim like the couple days fresh in there. And then I think like my fourth day in there, dude, I was with the therapist and I'm around all these guys. Now I'm in a room and I have to let all this stuff out. Dude, I was like, and my feelings are coming back. I'm like, dude, I want an AMA. That means you want to split. Like you wait 3 days.
Medical advice.
Yeah, and I'm like, dude, I went to my therapist. I'm like, I want to leave. I'm out of here. And he's like, wait, what's going on? You're just so happy to be here. So they call Tim Ryan, and he's like, dude, what's going on? We're so happy. I'm like, dude, I want out. I want the fuck out. I'm out of here. I don't want to do this. And he's like, dude, just breathe on it, sleep on it, and the next day, if you want to split, then you could split. And but just sleep on it. And I talked to my therapist, and he's like, look, I'll work with you with all this stuff that we got to, you know, because they wanted me to do my consequences. Like, dude, there's a lot of stuff that I burned a lot of people. I've done a lot of bad things. And you want me to let this out to everyone in front of strangers? You're fucking crazy. You know what I mean? I'm
not incriminating myself.
Yeah. And then a life story, like let this all out in front of strangers. But you know what? I did it. You know what I mean? I all right, let's do this. So I did.
I love you, brother. Gerald Valley says, call me anytime, Andy. You got my number, brother.
Oh,
Gerald G Valley is 2 years sober, and
awesome.
He's doing amazing things. He's a great friend to me and a role model. He'd be a good support for you as well. And before we continue, I want to let you know that I'm an alumni of Transformations as well. I've been.
Oh, okay. Yes.
About 4 years ago, I went through Transformations. I'm grateful for that program and the people, the staff that are there. I'm sorry to cut you off. I just wanted to throw that out there. We have a lot of people in common that we know, and
yes.
It's great how recovery brings all of us together on this journey to love and support each other. We've done some of the craziest things. We've done things we are so full of guilt, shame, and remorse over. But this program of recovery, this path that we're on, allows us to make amends for all of that and have this incredible life.
Yes. And what it's crazy, that transformation, man. I have to thank my therapist, Matthew. Dude, I got to do a punk rock song that I think you heard. Like, dude, Sergio and Keith, they played the bass and guitar, and they did the backup singing. Like, dude, I never been in a studio and did nothing. I like, they let me scream into a mic, and I got to write lyrics. Actually, dude, I was doing stuff that I never thought I would do before, and being in there with all these people, man. That's one thing about like being in rehab stuff, dude. Like, I realize everyone has a story too, and everyone's got this is sick too. We're all sick, you know, and we all got issues, and we're all trying to, you know what I mean? So like, everyone is in the same boat, you know what I mean? We were all sick, so it wasn't like
you're not alone.
You're not alone. Absolutely.
And thank you for doing the Never Alone video challenge with Matt Strength. That was dope. Dope.
Thank you for letting me do it, and Matt too. You know what I mean? He's a good dude. Like, he's introduced me to you, and like he's opened the door for me to this recovery, because all this stuff is new to me, and I'm like I'm just thankful, man. Like I wake up every morning and I get that first breath of air. I'm very thankful. You know what I mean? Because I should have been dead a long time ago, and I'm still here. You know, so dude, I'm right
there with you, bro. I would thank God for second chances. You know what I mean?
Right? Yeah, this is like my 18th chance. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's crazy. But and I'm not much of a religious person. I didn't grow up like that. My mom didn't push that stuff on me, and but as I was at Bam Mageras' house, you know, and I missed my flight, and then Tim Ryan and Novak and all them showing up, and missing my flight, and them showing up, and then them getting me into Florida. I had no money for that, and then I was gonna, after I finished, dude, I got client of the week after I threw in the towel at Transformation. I got client of the week. It was crazy. I got to stand up in front of everybody, and like that, all the texts there, like Andy's doing well. Like he deserves client. It was a trip. You know what I mean? Never thought that would happen. And but
so where are you at right now?
Right now, I see. After the program, I got to go to IOP. Like I was just gonna go back to San Francisco, and I would have ended up right back in the same deal that I was doing before. You know what I mean? So Tim Ryan's like, "Look, dude, I could get you into Huntington Beach." And at the time, my friend Edward Furlong was in Wavelengths. And
now Edward Furlong is an actor that played John Connor.
Yes.
Terminator movies,
Terminator,
right?
Yes, and American Mystery X.
Well,
he's been in a lot of stuff, yeah. And yeah. I met him through Bam doing these Comic Cons, and then he was in sobriety. And when I first met him, I was still getting high. You know what I mean? But I knew he was here, so I was like, man, I could go run into him. I ended up missing him by 3 weeks, but we're hanging out today now. But so I all these things fell into place. Like, dude, they helped me get into a transformation. They got me into this IOP. There's something out there that's looking out for me, and higher power. I got a sponsor, like all these things. And the first day I got, I'm working on my fourth step. I'm finishing part 2 of my 4th step. There's four parts to it. I've never dipped into that book ever in my life, and now I got a sponsor that's on me. My friend Brett, I thank him, dude. I'm at Wavelength. Warren Boyd, that's another dude I got to thank. Like, dude, he went out of his way. He didn't have to recovery. Wavelengths recovery, man. Like he didn't have to help me out. You know what I mean? But that's what he does. He helps a lot. Since I've been in this program, dude, I've seen a lot of people come in that he's helped, man. He's helped a lot of people. He's a good dude, so I got to thank him. You know,
he brought Matt out there and gave Matt another chance at life. And Matt's my best friend. He's my brother. Right. Yes, and he's my Buckeye brother. We've been through some stuff together. We're ride or die. So I'm very grateful. I'm grateful to see how well you're doing. I'm grateful that you had an opportunity to jump on here. You are going to be a very powerful force for us in recovery. You're going to touch a lot of lives, man, because when people see you today, they're not going to recognize you. You have transformed into this spiritual being that's full of life. Just, and you're looking at you, your eyes are glowing. You got a smile on your face. You got color in your skin. Nobody knows who Andy Roy is. Look at that spider web on your head. That's Andy Roy.
Yes. I mean, yeah, dude. I gained so much too. I was out there like 120. I could grab onto like a Dorito chip and catch the wind and take off like a kite. You know what I mean? I was like soaking wet. You know what I mean? And now, like, I went to my friend's art show last night, Todd Francis and Forrest Walker, these two amazing dudes that do graphics for Anti-Hero Skateboards. And he gave me a hug last night, and he was just like, oh, my gosh. He was like, he wanted to have sex with me. And I'm like, no, you can't. I can't. I'm taken. I got to go. You know what I mean? But, like, dude, people are, like, tripping out, that, you know, and then I got
You're so hot that they want to have sex with you.
Yeah, I'm taking. I like girls too. You know what I mean? Or I would. I'm pretty easy too. Yeah, yeah. You know, but hey, man, like it's crazy, and the teeth thing, like, just like people help me out. Like, I did a GoFundMe, so I want to thank everybody out there that helped me get my teeth. G4 Golpa, Jarrett, these guys helped me get my teeth, dude. I had like I told you, I had like 7 teeth left. I was pulling them out with pliers, plucking them, and they I just all my fans or whatever from skateboarding, the king of the road, they all pitched in to help me get teeth, and I got these implants where I couldn't eat before. Like I would chew, and I couldn't chew it up so good, it gets stuck in my throat, and people were gonna have to do the Heimlich maneuver. Like my friend Cam that lives here, Cam, he's had the Heimlich done to him, and but now I could eat corn on the cob. I could eat anything I want now. So I just gotta thank G4 Golpa, Jarrett, and all of them made it happen for me. Bam helped me. Bam or Jarrett, I had to fly him out and show up, and he helped me get him. And yeah, I remember.
I watched the video. Mark E. Martin says, "Andy, what's up?
What's up, Mark? How you doing, homie?" Yes, thank you
I see a lot of your friends jumping in here, man.
Oh, dude, for everyone out there, I'm blessed that even because I was such a hated person before. So for people to reach out like this, it means the world to me. Like I honestly, from my heart, thank every single person that is watching this. Like Higgy, like to Matt, like dude, everyone. I'm very appreciative, man.
I love your energy, brother. I love it. What have you got? What do you got? What do you got going on? What projects do you have going on? Where can people find you? Let people know where they can find you, where they can follow you, what your projects are. Just
well, I got a movie coming out. I did it's called The Last Black Man in San Francisco. It should be out June 14th, and it was with I did it with Mike Epps.
A movie. Friday. You get clean and sober, you can do and be anything you want. How about that shit right there?
Yeah. Danny Glover's in it. Trishana Arnold from the Martin Lawrence Show. Who else was in it? Jello Biafra from the Dead Kennedy. San Quinn, the rapper. My friend Johnny's in it. Like, dude, it opened the door for a lot of different things. I'm doing another. I did another movie with my friend Rick Tarnowski and Buddy Cohen. Warm Blood. So I got some of that stuff coming out there. I do Andy Roy 18 on my Instagram. Like I do these dear Andys where I give advice. People write in, they ask questions, and I give advice. So I'm just trying to do these different avenues.
You send these video clips to people wishing them happy birthday. You make a little side money doing this. Real quick, Richard Paez says, Higgy, tell Andy. Richard Paez says, what up?
Okay, see, Richard Paez right here. This was my teammate when I wrote for Consolidated Skateboards, right? This guy, I've known him since he was 17 years old. He's from Visalia. Man, him and his brother Jesse are the toughest skateboard brothers in skateboarding. Consolidated Skateboards, we were like a solid team, and it was Jesse and Richard Paez. I've known him since he was like 14 years old. I love him to death. Richard is my fucking dude. I love him to death. He's been through a lot, and right there. Yeah, he's amazing, man. And for him, like I haven't heard from him. I'm so happy that I've seen his name. He means the world to me. Like he's like a brother to me, man. That's what skateboarding does. You know what I mean? Like we're close to
the brotherhood. Yeah,
it's cool, man. So like. If I wasn't on this, I don't know. I was wondering what happened to him, and he just popped up. See, like being clean and sober, man, this stuff happens.
I really believe that you're going to connect with a lot of people once this video gets out. I was told in the comments to invite you to come to Phoenix, Arizona. I'm helping sponsor big gyms right around America. We're going to be standing on the steps of the state capitol in Phoenix, Arizona. Big Jim, Randy Grimes, Darren Prince, and myself. And if we can get Warren to send you to Phoenix April the 10th, you want to come share a message of hope?
Dude, I'm down. Of course, man. I would love to. Absolutely.
We need to get Warren Boyd on board with this, because him and Darren Prince are good friends.
All right.
He's friends with Tim Ryan as well.
Right.
It's going to be an opportunity to continue to spread this message of hope, man. And you are a fine, stunning example of what recovery is. Please, please. Okay. Before we part ways, I want you to know you have my phone number.
Yes, I do.
If you're struggling, please reach out to me.
Of course.
I have been prone to putting too much on my plate, and I've relapsed 3 times in a very public way. And you have been there as well. I want you to know that I'm here for you 24/7. And we have an amazing network of people that will keep us clean and sober and love us through the process. So thank you for being a part of my life. I'm looking forward to hanging out with you in the future and getting you back on here, man. We'll just chop it up, tell some more stories, keep letting people know that they can recover. No matter where they come from. We survived the prison system. We survived living in the streets, sleeping outside, wrecking vehicles, wrecking relationships, going to prison again. You know, I just
all that, dude. I've slept in Yes. And thank you for having me. I appreciate it, man. And if this message could go out to one kid on a skateboard, whatever, with addiction, anything, dude, I just there's a chance. There's hope out there, man. If I could do it, like you hear people say
anybody can do it. If any motherfucking Roy can do it, anybody can do it.
You better fucking believe it, man, because I was in the gutter for a long time, man. And let me tell you, there's hope out there, man. People got chances. If you want it bad enough, it's out there for the taking. You know what I mean? And I look at it now. You only live once. You got one life, man, and it goes by pretty quick. So, man, live life to the fullest. And if you're clean and sober, man, that smile will just stay on your face. Man, I'm telling you, it's a good thing. It's a great thing.
Yeah, let me put this on the screen real quick. Andy Roy 18 on Instagram. You guys write this down. Follow this guy, man. He's got a lot of video content. Check him out on YouTube. Follow this guy. There is a lot of content. There's a lot of history. There's a lot of living proof that he survived the absolute bottom of the bottom of the bottom of life to rise above it. You are a survivor. You are a miracle. You are what this platform is about. Giving hope, showing anybody out there that they can live a life in recovery and have a life beyond their wildest freaking dreams, dog. Thank you for being here.
Dude, thank you very much, Higgy. Much love, dude. Big love to you, man. God bless you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Matt, everyone, it's great. Survivor. Did not want to be on that show, Survivor. I think I could have just, if I could get to be stuck on the island and eat coconuts and stuff like that and try and fish, you know what I mean? Put me on Survivor now. I can survive anything.
You can. So absolutely.
Man. Yeah. Awesome.
My man. I love you, dog. I'm looking forward to seeing you again in the future, man. Thank you for being here. Keep inspiring people. Keep living the dream. Please stay clean and sober. And if you struggle, please reach out.
Absolutely.
People love you, dog. You're inspiring people on a daily basis, man. You inspire me.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Dude, likewise, man. We're all in this together, man. So we got to stick together. Straight up.
Big love, bro.
Yeah.
Peace. Thank you, Matt Strick. I love y'all. Thank you, Warren Boyd, for allowing me to do this.
Yes. And thank you, everyone, for tuning in, dude, for watching it. I appreciate it. Just thank you, everyone. Everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. I'm Higgy. I'm out. Thank you for tuning into the Survivor Series. Thank you for sharing this. Thank you for loving us through this process. Peace out.
Peace out. Later. Yeah.